Hello everyone and welcome to the best blog on earth. I'm your host, Raleigh Harris. Welcome back for another week. I wanted to check in and talk to you because we've recently had some very tumultuous storms. Not to the point where, because no one's cleaning up around here, except me, but I'm only one man. A lot of the gutters, they're all getting blocked up with a lot of debris. Some of which are bodies, which is a little awful when those start floating down the street, but you deal with it like anything else. A lot of the water is now not going through the sewer system, and it's starting to build up. I am in the second story of this house, but I've got to protect the bottom floor because you let water in and then you get water damage, and I'm sure most homeowners understand the plight that I am now in. So I get down there and I don't really have any sandbags, but what I do have is experience, because back when I was in Australia, me and my buddy Zeke, we went down to a local creek and dammed it up, and we had things like rocks and sand, some twigs, not a lot, but I think we did a pretty good job of it. And so did the police when they came by and told us that it was a protected creek, and we shouldn't have been doing that. We didn't get arrested, so I can only assume that it was one of those learning lessons in life. And it turns out it was, because now I am very proficient in building dams. So thankfully, I had that childhood experience. My mum wasn't happy about it. Oh well. So I'll get set to building this dam, because I just don't want to deal with all the mold and just the smell afterward. So what do I have? There's not a lot of rocks just floating around here. Luckily, there are some houses around here that have gone the desert decoration. So they use less water, yeah, and their yard looks like a wasteland. I'd say that's a good trade. So they had some rocks. Some are bigger than I can lift, so I left those alone. But I got a couple rocks. But other than that, there's not a lot of sand around here, except for down by the golf course, and that's a bit of a walk to bring all that sand back, especially because by that time it had started raining, and I don't know about you, but carrying wet sand is just going to be a hassle for me, especially because I don't really have a lot of bags to put it in. It would just be handfuls of wet sand that are just going to wash away. Not worth the effort. So what do? I get the rocks down there. I'm sorry to say that I got a bit destructive and went over to a neighbour's fence. I don't really know if it's a neighbour's fence if they're not alive, but a neighbouring fence, and pulled the wood off it and kind of put that down there. I've got the rocks and the wood. If there's one thing that there's plenty of in the apocalypse, it's paper towels. Go figure. Not a lot of people took paper towels with them when they went for survival. So, I have a surplus of paper towels, which I had used as the mortar for the dams that I built. So I had the rocks with the wood for support, and then in between the cracks I had the paper towels. Well, I'm sure some of you could have imagined how that was going to go. I did not, but now I don't have to imagine how it went, because it went the way it did. Yeah, I've got to get some hair dryers in here and dry out the floor. But oh well, lesson learned. That's another life lesson that I can take with me when I'm building a dam in the future. I know what some of you are thinking. This guy uses paper towels as the mortar for his waterproof dam. Must be the worst engineer on earth. Wrong. Best engineer on earth. And that is going to do it for this week's episode. Let's end with our Australian fact of the week. Australia exports camels. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next time.